If you've ever been trying to chase some of those classic Tubescreamer and Dumble-esque sounds, but you don't have the budget for some of the higher priced items that sort of cater to that tonal audience, you might be in luck. In this video, we're going to be checking out the Sonicake Blue Skreamer. This is a compact pedal that claims to give you that classic Dumble and Tubescreamer style sound on a very, very affordable budget. So the Blue Skreamer is a very cool compact pedal from the guys at Sonicake. This pedal is incredibly affordable and it claims to give you those classic Dumble and Tubescreamer style sounds. So it's got two different modes in there, one to cover each of those tonal bases. This pedal is actually very, very affordable. You can usually pick these up for less than about $40 and it's 100% analog. So it's very, very cool. It's really small. And it's a great way to try out those kind of tones if that's a tone you're interested in checking out. Now, obviously, I can't compare this to a real Dumble because I don't own a real Dumble. So I'm going to leave that up to you guys to interpret. I'm going to play some tones of this and you can tell me how close you think it is to a Dumble for $40. On the Sonicake website, it says that their dual tone shaping mode allows for some of those classic iconic tones. And these are tones that we've heard many, many times. We've all heard Tubescreamers on records, whether we realize it or not. It's a very common overdrive flavor that many guitar players use. And Dumble amps are also very commonly used by many big players. So we have heard these classic sounds before, but to actually obtain these classic sounds yourself with the real gear, you're going to be looking at a six-figure price sum. So can Sonicake do it for $40? Let's find out in this video. So before we dig into the specs of this thing, I just want to let you guys know Sonicake have provided me with this pedal for the purpose of making this video. I'm not getting paid for the video, but there are some affiliate links in the description. If you like what this thing sounds like and you want to buy one yourself and you use the link in the description, I will get a small kickback from the guys at Sonicake, not at your own expense. But they have not paid me to create this video today. So if we take a closer look at this pedal, it's actually really, really simple. There's not much to it. We've got the 2-mode toggle switch here at the top. In the up position, it's in the loud mode. This is the Dumble style flavor, so it's very, very high headroom, not as much gain, and it's very touch sensitive and responsive. Then we push that down, it goes into warm mode, which is what they describe as their classic Tubescreamer sound. So this is very much like your typical analog organic Tubescreamer drive pedals. It's a little bit more compressed and not as loud as the loud mode. Single knob in the middle, which controls the amount of gain. So obviously you can control how much drive you're getting from the pedal. Then we've got a volume and a brightness control. Standard foot switch, in and out on the side, and it runs off a standard 9-volt DC. It's very compact, which is very good because if you're just someone who wants to try out the Tubescreamer or Dumble kind of sound and you don't really want to give up too much pedal board real estate, this is something you could quite easily fit into most pedal boards. Even though Sonicake are actually a very, very affordable brand, this pedal feels really good. The foot switch feels pretty robust, the switch feels good, all the pots feel pretty solid, and the casing itself feels, fairly fairly robust as well. I kind of feel like I could take this out and play live with it, and I could trust this to probably stand up to a gig. I don't think it would break too easy. Obviously, I've not stress tested it, but it does feel pretty solid considering the price that it fits into. But what really matters here is how this thing sounds. So let's plug this thing in now and hear it. The guitar you're going to be hearing in this video is my early 1980s Tokai Strat, which is loaded with a set of Righteous Sound pickups. I'm also going to be using some humbuckers later on in the video. This guitar is plugged into the Blackstar St. James 6L6, which is running on the clean channel, and that is running via the 2-Notes Torpedo Captor X. So the amp running clean sounds like this. So we're going to start off with the Blue Skreamer set to the warm mode, which is the switch down. This is that classic Tubescreamer type sound. I'm going to start with everything set to midnight. I'm just going to play a bit and let you hear how it sounds, and then I'll tweak it as we go. So in some of those lower settings, that definitely has a very Tubescreamer-y type vibe. I do think in some of the higher gain settings, it does get a little bit fizzier than a regular Tubescreamer would. So what we're going to do now is we're going to reset the pedal to midnight, and we're going to go to the loud mode. Now this mode is actually significantly louder than the regular Tubescreamer mode, which I'll let you hear now. So there's a lot more volume boost to that loud mode. So to compensate, I'm just going to bring the master down a little bit. I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to play and just tweak the pedal as we go. So that's how the pedal sounds with single coils. Now, obviously, if that sounds like a Dumble, I can't really comment because I don't own a Dumble. So obviously you guys can let me know down below in the comments how close you think Sonicake got there. Now, I'm going to go back to the Tubescreamer mode. I'm going to reset the pedal to midnight. And as you can probably see, I'm now using a guitar with humbuckers. So this is my Stanford Guitars Crossroad Marquee Les Paul-ish guitar, which is semi-hollow. So it kind of sounds like a cross between a Les Paul and a 335. So I'm going to start on the warm mode again, which is the Tubescreamer type sound. I'm going to play a bit and tweak the pedal and hear where we go. So again, in my opinion, some of the best sounds there are actually found at the lower end of the gain dial. I'm not overly pleased with what I hear at the top end, but you don't really use a Tubescreamer circuit for high gain. It's a really nice stacking tone that you can play with a lower gain sound. So now we're going to go to the loud mode and reset the pedal back to midnight. So this now should give us some Dumble style tones with humbuckers. So there you go, there are some tones from the Sonicake Blue Skreamer. It's a pretty cool pedal, there's a lot of really good sounds in there. Now, if that is authentically a Dumble sound, obviously we can't really determine that without A/Bing it against the real thing. I'm going to take a bit of a stab in the dark and say while it may get you some Dumble-ish kind of tones, it's not really going to sound like the real thing because this is a under $40 pedal and a real Dumble is a fully fledged tube amp that's going to set you back a six-figure sum. It may get you some of the tonal characteristics, but ultimately it's not really going to sound like the same thing. But that said, it feels really good to play. So there is a nice touch-sensitive element to this pedal. It kind of does have a little bit of an amp-like feel, so when you actually dig in, it sort of reacts a bit more, and when you pull back, it kind of cleans up slightly. So they definitely have nailed the amp-like feel of this thing. Just because it doesn't sound identical to a Dumble amp doesn't mean it's not a good pedal. So actually it sounds pretty good. There's a lot of good tones in there. I prefer the louder side of the circuit rather than the warm side. To my ears, the Tubescreamer side is a little bit fizzy in some of the upper registers, but some of the lower gain sounds are pretty good. But in the loud side, I actually find there's a lot of really good tones. So I would probably use this pedal for that side alone, because there's a bunch of tones in there that I really like. Very reactive with humbuckers, but I think for me, single coils win this one. But yeah, what do you guys think? Let me know down below in the comments what you think of the Sonicake Blue Skreamer. There's some links down below where you can check this thing out yourself as well. Like I said, if you're interested in picking one up and you want to try one out, there are some links down there where you can check that out. But yeah, it's a fun pedal. It sounds good. It's very affordable, and it's a great way for anyone out there that wants to try a Dumble or Tubescreamer kind of tone to try that without breaking the bank. So yeah, what do you guys think? Let me know down below in the comments. While you're down there doing that, don't forget to hit the like and the subscribe button. I'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much as always for watching.